and welcome to the Patriot Connection. I'm Allie Thomas.
And I'm Bailey Meredith. Wheeling Park students performed exceptionally well on their AP test once again this year. Patriot Connection reporter Ryan Linder reflects on their success.
Advanced placement classes followed challenging college-level curriculum. This year, the average scores in half of Wheeling Park's AP classes exceeded the global average. Wheeling Park High School offers more than 20 AP classes to its students. In May, Wheeling Park test takers passed 74% of their 279 AP tests. 8 classes boasted a 100% pass rate, including Mr. Gaelick's AP Human Geography and Mrs. Radilla's AP Chemistry. Both teachers credit part of their success to the incredible students they had in class.
I was super proud of the kids this past year. They really worked hard. They were a fun bunch to work with. There was always a smile that they were making, or that they were putting on my face. They were always making me laugh, but in the end, they really worked hard and they came through with a 3 or above on that test.
I'm incredibly proud of the kids who took the class and the test last year. There were 14 kids. All of them got a 4 or a 5, and they did that through the work that they put in, and a lot of it went unnoticed, but it was definitely appreciated.
College Board scores AP tests on a scale from 1 to 5, with a 3 or higher being considered a passing score. Seniors who have taken many AP classes at Wheeling Park say they have been provided with the tools they have needed to succeed on their AP tests.
I would say that Wheeling Park does so well on the AP test is mainly because of their teachers. The teachers do a great job preparing the students, making sure that they are following the AP curriculum and really giving their students plenty of time to review for the test, along with showing the students how the test is going to be laid out.
I would say I've been very successful thanks to teachers such as Mrs. Radilla and Mr. Gaelick. And there's a lot of teachers here that have really helped me to prepare and know what to expect on the AP tests.
They really prepare you well for the tests. My teachers like Mr. Gaelick and Miss Johnson and Mr. Cirilli, they just prepare you through practice tests and getting to know the information through the whole year, just really preparing you for the test. I've gone into all my tests very confident just because the whole year, when you go through everything, you know what you're expecting, and so the test feels a lot easier that way.
Through these classes, hardworking and dedicated students can earn college credit by passing the corresponding AP test at the end of the school year. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Ryan Linder.
On top of college credit, students can earn AP Scholar Awards through College Board.
It's something that students have dreaded at one time or another, studying. Patriot Connection reporter Xavier Waits takes a look at the importance of studying.
Studying is an important skill to use not only in education, but in our daily life. It helps us understand a subject and also builds personal skills. It can even reduce stress and anxiety. If you don't know where to start, Wheeling Park teacher Mrs. Kusa has some advice.
So first you want to make sure that you know what kind of learner you are, the way that you take in information the best. Vocab, you probably want to do some note cards. Rewriting or typing your notes is also an excellent way to study, and studying with a friend, quizzing each other.
Research shows that the top 5 study tips are: first, get organized and get folders for each course. Next, don't skip class. Being in class is vital. Third, when you're in class, take notes. Also, talk to your teachers and don't be afraid to ask questions. Finally, space out your studying and take breaks from time to time. Whether it's using note cards or Quizlet, many of us have a go-to study tip that helps us out.
I like Quizlet Match because it's really fun to play and it helps you study and memorize for your quizzes.
A study tip that I would do is just to look over a section of notes every day to prepare for the test.
Using flashcards and just looking over them every once in a while.
A study tip I'd give someone is to take a break and eat a snack if everything is going terribly.
Remember, if you're falling behind your classes, act fast and ask for help. Reporting for Patriot Connection, I'm Xavier Waits.
Here's one final study tip. Just like exercise, studying gets easier and more manageable the more you get into a routine.
We're excited to kick off another year of student spotlights on our newscast, and we're starting off with a stellar student athlete. His dad, Daryl Boogie Johnson, was a starting running back who was runner-up in the 1991 state championship against Capital. He then went and played college football at Oklahoma State. And his brother Savion was also a starting running back who helped lead his team to a state championship in 2015.
Coaching your own son, you can always, he knows looks that I give him, and he knows I'm mad before other athletes would actually know. But I mean, it's all fun though.
It's been fun. He comes in with him and some of his friends who I used to coach, and we talk every day about sometimes football, sometimes just regular everyday stuff.
Amari is already making a name for himself on the football field and the basketball court. Amari plays 2 roles on the Patriots offense, working as a running back and slot receiver, and has already scored from both positions.
I mainly got it from my brother, seeing him go through all the injuries and stuff. And I just learned, no matter how hard it gets, you can still push through. And he still, even after all his injuries, he still went D1 and then still had a career playing football. So I know if I can do the right things to not get hurt by stretching, doing this extra stuff that he didn't do, then I can go farther than him.
On the court, Amari is a point guard and saw some varsity playing time as a freshman. Mr. Doherty is Wheeling Park's head football coach and athletic and activities director. He says Amari has a great future ahead of him.
I think he'll continue to get better and grow. Obviously, he's going to get bigger, faster, and stronger in the next 3 years working in the weight room. I just think he'll continue to build on what he's already started.
His coaches and teammates describe him as respectful, hardworking, and humble.
Amari always goes hard and gives 100% effort.
Amari motivates me to work harder, and he's a good leader on the football field.
Amari says it's about the example his family has set for him.
My family, they always look out for people, and that's just how they raised me. Always help, just being nice to everyone. There's no point in just being mean to anyone. My Mimi works, she substitutes for some preschool students, and she always takes them out to get extra food, give McDonald's or something. So I've learned the kindness from her.
If you or someone you know would like to be spotlighted, stop by the Radio TV room 253 to see Mrs. Dillon.
Before we go on our break, it's time for Park TV Trivia with Patriot Connection reporter Joe Farmer.
Fall is a time for falling leaves, pumpkins, and hay rides. This week's question is, what happens if hay bales get too wet? Do they A, turn into grass, B, combust, or C, remain unchanged? We'll have the answer when we come back.
What does Main Street Bank mean to you?
Well, Main Street has extended hours every business day, and they're open most holidays. Their new checking and savings accounts are really good. The balance requirement is very low, and they have online bill pay and debit cards right away. Plus, they have no fees or low fees. Great service, higher interest. That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Did you know that over 5 million students stay home every day because of bullying? Bullying can take many forms, including physical, relational, verbal, and cyber. The most common type of bullying is cyberbullying. Studies show that cyberbullying is more present on Snapchat and YouTube than any other platform. Bullying can result in self-harm, emotional distress, PTSD, physical injuries, and suicide. Those who bully others often want to dominate others to improve their social status. Many have a lack of remorse when it comes to intimidation. The best way to prevent bullying is to talk about it. If you or someone you know is being bullied or is bullying someone else, make sure to speak out and talk to a trusted adult. This message is brought to you by WPHP.
Before the break, we asked you, what happens if hay bales get too wet? Do they A. Turn into grass, B. Combust, or C. Remain unchanged? The answer is B. Combust. Hay that is on the ground and remains wet can grow mold and combust, risking a fire.
They are some of the most helping and supportive people in our school. This week, Patriot Connection reporter Hudson Davis is going to introduce us to our school's counseling department.
Every year, countless students ask themselves, where do I go for help? Well, the answer is right here, our school's counseling department. Mrs. Shore is one of our school counselors at Wheeling Park and is also the counseling department chair. She says that our counseling department is special because they form a huge bond with students.
We have our students all 4 years that they're at Wheeling Park. So we help transition them from the middle school. We work with them all 4 years. We really get to know them. We help them with scheduling, their future goals, their classes, any mental health support that they need here. So we really take great pride in knowing our students and giving them good advice to reach their goals during their time at Wheeling Park.
Park's school counseling department is also home to 4 other counselors and 2 secretaries. They include Mrs. Jones, who works with students whose last name begins with A to DA. Ms. Logsden looks over students with a last name beginning with HOM to MIL. Then there's Miss Matthew, who helps out students whose last name begins with MIM to SEL. Ms. Trefero, who works with students with the last name that start with SEM to Z. Dr. Jill Maloney is another counselor, and she is our mental health specialist here at Wheeling Park. Working with our counselors are 2 awesome secretaries, including Mrs. Bailey and Miss Lexi. Ms. Logsden is new to Wheeling Park this year and says that she's excited to be here.
This is my first big girl job, and I'm really looking forward to making the connections that I've already been making so far. I already love who I'm working with, so I've been having a great time so far, and I really look forward to the rest of the year.
If you are having any problems, don't be afraid to reach out. Our school's counseling department is just 1 message away. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Hudson Davis.
Special thanks to everyone in our school counseling department for taking care of all of us.
Now let's take a look at what else is going on at Wheeling Park this week.
School pictures are scheduled from Monday, October 9th through Wednesday, October 11th. Check out Schoology for details.
Week 1 clubs will be responding during activity period, and week 2 clubs will be Friday, October 13th.
If you were unable to come to our fall open house or you missed one of our sessions, the presentation slides are on Schoology. If you have additional questions about any of them, please reach out to the presenter listed. Presentations include Schoology for parents, changes to the SAT, High School 101, College 101, and finding a career at Wheeling Park.
For students staying after school, you may get a school supper starting at 2:30. You will need to swipe your ID, and school suppers may knock out on the bus.
Ogilvy is looking for individuals to decorate for Boo at the Zoo. If you would like to volunteer, reach out to Megan Shoulders, Community Coordinator at 304-243-4103 or mshoulders@ogilvy.com.
If you're interested in swimming for park this year, make sure to come out for lifting. See Coach Cook or Salatina for details.
Looking for a job? Don't forget to check out our job opportunities document on the Schoology resources page.
Students, don't forget to join your Class of Schoology group. You can find the codes on Schoology.
Students who are interested in joining the American Cancer Society Youth Board should check out Schoology. Click on the link on Schoology to sign up and then give $20 in dues to either Mrs. McCamick in room 247 or Mrs. Robbins in room 244 by October 4th. After that, you'll receive a club pass.
Our JV and varsity volleyball teams will compete in a try at Buckhannon Upshur on Saturday. Games will begin at 11 a.m. Good luck to all of our Patriots.
Well, that's it for this week's Patriot Connection. We're on WLTV 14, 7 days a week at 6:30 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. For all the Patriot Connection reporters, I'm Bailey Meredith.
And I'm Allie Thomas. Have a great day.